Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Ba'asham, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akiam. Alright, this is your brother Abawan back with another video. And basically, what I'm going to go into is that Esau Edom, sleazy, he can't rule forever. Alright, because you have so many of our people that believe that this kingdom that we're living in right now, this society that we're in right now, will be like this forever. Okay, that we'll be living in this society for the next 1,000 years, for the next 2,000 years. These people aren't even out here saying, what is it, 5 years, 6 years, 2 weeks, 1 month. They are saying 1,000 years, 2,000 years, thinking that this society will still be here, okay, that we will still be living in Esau's wicked kingdom in this time, even though the scriptures clearly tell you, man, that these devils can't rule forever. And even just looking at history, or as we see the rise and fall of various civilizations, we see the rise and fall of various points. You see rise and fall of various people in various points in history. That should clearly tell you that there is always going to be a shift of power, a shaking or a change of the power structure. All right. But basically, the main point of this lesson is just going into the fact that this kingdom, the kingdom of Esau and the kingdom of the so-called white man, is coming to an end, and these devils, these people, okay, these Edomites, can't rule forever. So the first precept I actually want to go to, I'm actually going to get this one. So let me get this one first. The Spirit John told me to get another precept. I'll just get this one first. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 29, and it reads, "But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none." And basically, the time remaining for this kingdom to finish, okay, the time remaining in this kingdom is, it is extremely short. It's barely anything at this point, because this kingdom is basically already through. Right, all we're waiting for is for these devils to just pull the final trigger, basically, okay, and let all hell break loose, let all chaos ensue, so that we can finally get out of here, because this place is already through. I've passed the point of no return. Okay, just turning on your turning on the news, turn on the alternative media, turn on whatever reports news to you, and what do you see? All the things that we as men of the Lord are supposed to be warning you about, um with respect to Jeremiah 28 verse 8, of you see the wars, you see the evil, you see the pestilence all over the earth. It has gone to every single place on the earth, especially Babylon the Great. And these are all signs of the end. These are all signs that this place is done, and this place is about to be destroyed. So continuing, "And they that weep as though they weep not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away." And that's right, this kingdom, the ways of this world, because that's exactly what the fashion means. The ways of this world is passeth away, because it is about to be destroyed and nothing will be left. So now let me get a precept for that. So this is the book of 2 Peter 3, and I'll start from verse 1. "The second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, in both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance, that ye be mindful of the words which are spoken before by the holy prophets, and of the commandments of us the apostles of the Lord and Savior, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts." And I know that every Akim has had to deal with these type of scoffers before. Everybody in this street has had to deal with scoffers before. Basically naysayers, whether it's on the comment boards or even in your personal life. Whether it's a family member or it's a friend, you're discussing this truth, you're discussing the scriptures with them, and you just gently point out it's a simple truth in the scriptures. And they just say, oh, well, the most I not dealing with Edomites like that. Read Romans in 9th chapter, read Malachi 1 verse 4, and it's just saying that's not true. That's not true. They start scoffing and mocking at the scriptures. They talk about the chariots. They start scoffing and mocking. Talk about even the simple things like the Most High, the name of the Most High and His Son. And most people out here can't even get that. Okay, something that you think that's just basic to you, it might be impossible for these people out here in the world to get. But there are scoffers that come up like that. But now let's just jump down. Let's just go down, continue reading, and to see what these scoffers and these people are actually saying. All right, from verse 4 now, and saying, "Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation." That's basically what they are saying. Where is the promise of the coming of our Lord Yahushai? Y'all niggas said that Yahushai was coming. Why ain't he here yet? Alright. You see, that's basically what they are saying. You've probably seen scoffers like that. Where's your sky daddy? Right? You've seen people like that. You've seen people like that talking their shit because our Lord Yahushai hasn't come back yet. But we understand that the reason why our Lord Yahushua has not yet come back is because there are prophecies still left to be fulfilled. Okay, the reason why it took so long for our Lord Yahushua to come back is because the falling away, the prophecy of all of our people falling away from our heritage. In other words, all of Israel falling away, all of Israel departing from our heritage and our nationality was just fulfilled. Okay, us going into slavery in ships was just fulfilled. Us coming back and prophesying all the places that we've been scattered into. The prophets that woke up in Babylon the Great and that spread this word to the four corners of the earth. This truth just recently became global, okay? And that is the reason why our Lord Yahushua has not yet come back. And most importantly, the main prophecies that is supposed to happen before our Lord Yahushua comes back. The main prophecy, which of course is the MOTB, the prophecy that is basically, the last event that will precede the coming of our Lord Yahushua has not yet happened. So why would our Lord Yahushua come back when it's not yet time for him to come back? Basically that's it. Okay. So continuing, for this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. But the heavens and the earth which are now by the same word are kept, which are now by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So basically, the reason why I'm reading this precept is just to show you that there are still, that this kingdom is coming to an end, and the person that's coming to end it is our Lord Yahushai. Because guess what? Because guess what? The same person, okay, the same power that created the whole earth is the same power that said that our Lord Yahushua is coming back. So I'm inclined to believe those words coming from Yahweh Yahushua rather than some scoffers that don't even know anything. You ask them a simple question and these scoffers, they completely go quiet. They completely disappear. They don't hear them anymore. All right. They love to come to your comment boards and talk their shit. But why don't they go out to the highways and byways and teach this brave new doctrine that they have? Whereas why is it that you don't see anybody in the highways and byways teaching that, alright, Yahushua isn't coming back, our Lord Yahushua isn't coming back? Because these scoffers, they don't actually know anything. They all just know is just to speak their shit. And a lot of them are even agents set up by Esau Edom. But yeah, this is basically telling you straight up, okay, it doesn't matter what you scoffers say, okay? It doesn't matter how long it takes. This kingdom is coming to an end, and this kingdom is about to be taken out. And guess what? The There's no longer a period of how long anymore, because it could be tomorrow, it could be the day after tomorrow. Hell, it could even be happening right now, okay? because that's how close we are to the end of this thing. And you ask anybody out there, they'll tell you straight up that this kingdom is done. All right, so there's no more waiting anymore. It's no longer a matter of waiting and saying, "Oh, since the fathers were alive, all things continue as they are." That's no longer going to happen anymore, because what are we? Because everything that we've been prophesying about, we've seen them being coming to pass, slowly but surely, right? And the funny thing that it's no longer happening slowly anymore. It's not happening to a degree in which even the men of the Lord can't even keep up with it anymore. So now let me get my next precept in the book of Job, alright? Because what we are going into, because this kingdom is going out, and we know because the scriptures gives us promises, alright, and shows us, different prophecies, okay, and different ways in which we will know that this kingdom will be destroyed, okay, not just because we are seeing these signs, but also because this kingdom is being ruled by Esau Edom, the so-called white man, which is the wicked of the earth. So this is the book of Job 20, verse 4, and it reads, Knowest thou this of old? Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? Malachi 1 verse 4. Um Look at 1 verse 4. I hated Esau and laid his heritage on his mountains a wilderness. It's like I forgot now where it goes. I have to just quickly jump to that. So let me just get this real quick. Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. It's like I read Malachi 1 verse 3 and 4. Malachi 1 verse 3 and 4. Malachi 1 verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. And Esau Edom is the so-called white man that is ruling on the earth today. So from verse 4, whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. So even the Most High has promised that no matter what Esau Edom builds, no matter what kingdom he creates, and the Most High himself will take them down, okay? So how can you say sleazy his kingdom will continue forever? How can you not have faith that the Most High will bring down his kingdom when he has promised with his own mouth that he's going to take down all the kingdoms that they built up? No matter how many times Esau don't set up a new kingdom, the Most High is going to bring it down. I will understand that this is the last kingdom in which these devils will set up, okay, in which these devils will be ruling over. I will get those precepts as well. But now back to what I was going into, Job 20 verse 4. So Job 20 verse 5 now. At the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrites but for a moment. And that's basically telling you straight up that this what we're talking about right now is the rulership of Esau Edom, because right now Esau Edom is in his triumph, he's in his kingdom, he's in his heaven, because he's at the top right now and he has full control and full dominion over this earth. That's Job 9 verse 24 right there. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And you can also get Daniel 4 verse 11, because Esau Edom is still the basest of men. So Daniel 4 verse 11 says that this matter is by the decree of the watchers, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High, is that the Most High is the Lord over the whole earth. It's like the Most High is the ruler over the earth, and He giveth it to whomsoever He will, and He has set up over it. In other words, set up the rule, and the rulers that He has set up over the earth are the basest of men, which is Esau Edom. Okay, because what the scripture say, he's a base man. I believe he's a base man. Okay, that's he keepeth not at home. I think that is the book of Habakkuk, the second chapter. Okay, from the 9th to 10th verse. Esau is a base man, neither keepeth not at home, but he heapeth, no, but he enlargeth his desire. I'm mixing up precepts. Okay, let me see if I can get that precept I'm thinking about. He's a base man, not neither keepeth not at home. like I can't find this. But anyway, I can find this. Sorry, I made a mistake in that precept. All right, but Esau is still the basest man on the earth. You know that does not change that fact. You know, I might be thinking of something else. Might actually be in the apocrypha. So let me see whether I can just jump over to the apocrypha and see whether I can find it. All right, let me get that. Here it is. All right, so I think I couldn't get it. So let me just go back to what I was speaking about. Okay, even though is you know like even though and let me just get back to what I was speaking about. So now Job 20 verse 6, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung, and they which have seen him shall say, where is he? And that's right. No matter how high up these devils get, no matter how much power or authority they receive, at the end of the day, the Most High is still going to dash them down to the ground, you know, with that which is where they belong to. They shall no longer be called tender and delicate. They shall no longer be looked at as the rulers of the earth. And even in this time, it is already happening, okay? Because the Most High had made these devils small, to be seen as small among the heathen, to be seen for who they truly are, the basest of the heathen, and now they are greatly despised, okay? And you know the thing is, it's not just that. And you know the thing is that it's not just Jake that think that, you know, it's not just Jake are people that constantly think that this kingdom is going to last forever, that this kingdom is going to continue forever, but also these devils as well, because they always act like, you know, the Esau, you know, acts like it's going to have an eternal kingdom, you know, that nobody's going to be able to bring down his kingdom. But we already know, okay, that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has set up he both set up the beginning and the end of this kingdom. So this is the book of Psalms 49 verse 11, and Psalms 49 verse 11, and it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So right now, you know, these devils, they are living it up. They are in their heaven, thinking that, you know, their kingdom is going to continue for 1,000 more years, 2,000 more years, you know. And Jake is in the same state because they love their captivity. Our people love their oppression, so they want this oppressive society to continue for as long as possible. Uh, you know, even though the next kingdom and the next rulership that is coming after this one is the rulership, is the rule and the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, in which they will be the rulers in the next kingdom. But they still want to live in this society, and they still want to live in this wicked ass society being controlled by Esau Edom. You know, because if it was up to Jake, man, we'd be here for 1,000 more years, we'd be here for 2,000 more years, okay? Because you see how two-thirds of our people are. They've taken you no, they've consented to every single wicked decree of Esau Edom. They are perfectly okay with the, you know, with the debauchery and the wickedness that goes on in this society every single day. But here's the thing, it's not up to you Israelites, okay? It's not up to you two thirds to decide whether this kingdom continues or not. It's not up to you scoffers to decide whether this kingdom continues or not. That decision is left solely for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So I'm going to get that as well, okay? Because the Mosai decides, you know, the Mosai that decides which kingdom he gets to be in rulership, and which kingdom, all right, and which kingdom falls. So let me get this first. The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 11, and I quoted this before, but now I have to get it. It's like a 17. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. And those base men are Esau, Edom, the so-called white man that is ruling on the earth today. But the main point is what? The Most High is the one that has power over the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will. So anybody that the Most High chooses to give this kingdom to, that is who he will receive it. And the Most High chose to give this kingdom to Esau Edom to rule for a certain time, okay? And I'll get that, of course. But let me get this first. The book of Psalms 2, promise, because there are a lot of things that you people are ignorant of. First and foremost, you are ignorant of the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, just what the Most High is capable of. Because you go to these Christian churches, they'll tell you that, oh, the Most High is a God of peace. He won't do anything evil. He won't do any wickedness to you. You know, these people out here, they say this exact same thing. You know, that's that um the I think that's Zephaniah 1 verse 12. You know, the people our people are sitting on their leaves saying that the Most High will not do wickedness, neither will he do good. You know, I think that's Zephaniah 1 verse 12. So let me start. Let me just quickly. Yeah, it is. Okay, so this is the book of Zephaniah. You know what? Let me just get it in the Let me just get it here. I actually opened it up in the physical Bible, but let me just bring it out here on the phone. Zephaniah 1 verse 12, and it reads, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their hearts, Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil." That's basically the mindset of our people. At the Most High, that the Most High will not do good, in the sense that he won't bring judgment on Esau, Edom, and he won't correct and rebuke and reprove you wicked niggas, man. And evil, in the sense that the Most High does not judge, and the Most High does not put to death, and the Most High does not make sick, and the Most High does not bring calamity and destruction upon people in the forms of famines, pestilence, and plagues. Okay, because the earthquakes that you see out there, that's the pestilence, man. The natural disasters are the pestilence, you know. The hungers are the hunger pangs. The brother from Tanzania just did an excellent video going into that. You know how hunger, all right, in the form of malnutrition, is basically a plague as well. So this is the book of First Samuel 2, verse 6, and it reads, Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are Yahweh's, and he hath set the world upon them. So once again, the Most High is a ruler over the kingdom of the men, over the kingdom of the earth, and he is the one that sets up people on it. He's the one that raises up a people from the ground, and then and then brings down another people from the high place that they have been put in. So the same way the Most High raised these devils up from being slaves and cave beasts, all right, he will raise up our people from being slaves and niggers, man, and put us back in the position where we belong as princes of the power, Yashar Allah. Okay, okay. So now let me close out with this precept, because what I wanted to get, the last precept is that is showing you that Esau Edom was set to rule for a certain time and a certain season, and then the next kingdom that came up after him. You go into the apocrypha. Let me get that first and foremost before I go into what I actually want. Before I go into my last precept, that is Second Ezra 6 verse 9, I believe. Let me get that. Second Ezra 6 verse 9. So this is the book of Second Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, and I've already said this before. I've already said this before, but in case I haven't, Esau Edom is the so-called white man that is currently ruling upon the earth today, and Jacob is the Israelites, that is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that are at the bottom, of the totem pole, that are at the bottom of all the nations in the hierarchy of the nations, of which nations are the most powerful. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are at the bottom because You are the Israelites, and you are the ones that are set to rule next, because these devils, okay, Esau Edom cannot and will not, because the Most High will not allow it. He will not rule forever. So now the book of Daniel 7, verse 23, and it reads, "Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces." And this right here is the fourth kingdom that we are currently living in, the NATO and the EU, the kingdom of of NATO and the EU, with Babylon the Great at the sitting on top of that beast, okay, which of course is NATO and the EU. All right, and this current kingdom has the quality of all those, of all this, of this fourth beast, because it's first and foremost is diverse from all the other kingdoms that were ruling in its wickedness, of course, because no other kingdom, even the Greco-Roman Empire, was not as wicked as what we currently see on the earth right now, and shall devour the whole earth, because Esau is ruling over the whole earth right now. Even the Roman Empire did not have that much authority. Okay, if I remember correctly, the Roman Empire could not take over anything past India and East Africa. All right, but right now Esau has rulership over the entire earth. Okay, the whole circumference of the earth, every single landmass, every single nation, every single people, they are all under him. So continuing, So continue from continuing. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise. One that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times. And that's right, okay. So now you have 10 horns on this beast, which are 10 kings, and those 10 kings are actually going into 10. It's actually going into more. It's actually going into kingdoms instead of kings, okay? Because the 10 horns that he's speaking about, right, if I remember correctly, is the I think the G10, basically the original NATO nation. I believe it was the original NATO, or I think it was, I believe it was the original NATO nations. The first nations the first nations that joined NATO. Okay, because NATO was, that is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, made by Babylon the Great and its allies to fight against Russia. Okay, so that's G10. I can't mention all their names off head, but I remember, it's Babylon, England, France, Luxembourg, Germany, and so on like that. Okay, and that's basically what that is going into. But even with that, it is still all the same kingdom, okay? It might be different countries, different kingdoms, but it's still being ruled by the same man, Esau Edom, okay? But now the main point is in verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So right now Esau Edom is in rulership, and he has changed the times, he has changed the laws. Okay, and you can see that clearly with how he has changed, the way that even up to the way that we measure time, and how he has changed the laws that govern society. So now it's perfectly okay to be homosexual. It's perfectly okay to be an adulterer. It's perfectly okay to do, all kinds of wickedness. Okay, but when but when you want to keep the law, right? When you want to, you know, but when you want to keep the law, that's when these devils have a problem. All right, when you say you want to, it's so I can think now, when you see you want to be righteous towards the Most High, and keep the law, statutes, and commandments, go out to the highways and byways, and preach. When that's when Esau gets on you, you can't even upload on YouTube without your video being taken down consistently, especially if YouTube knows your channel, okay? Then they start taking down every single video you make. Every time you put up a video, you saw it, don't takes it down. Whenever you speak about the things of the Most High, whenever you speak about the truth and what is righteous, all right, these devils, they start bucking up against it, even going to the point of calling us domestic terrorists because of what we teach. But yet they are the ones that are allowing all kinds of wickedness to prevail and to run rampant in their society, basically destroying their society, okay? But that is all. But we're comforted and we're consoled by the fact that this cannot continue forever. This is not a eternal kingdom that we're living in right now. The eternal kingdom is in the kingdom of our Lord our Shai. So I continue from verse 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Call halal Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Raka Kwadash. And that's right there is the main point. As soon as Israel is taken down, the kingdom is going to be given to the saints of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh, the chief saints being our Lord Yahweh, and all the dominions, okay? All the dominions, all the kingdoms, all the hills and the mountains will all bow down to us in that time. All right, starting with our Lord Yahweh all the way down to every single Israelite, because the next kingdom is ours. We got next. Okay, these devils are not going to be ruling for all eternity. Their kingdom is coming to an end. Their kingdom was only supposed to meant to be a short temporary kingdom up until our own, up until prophecy is fulfilled and our own kingdom comes up. So that's it with this video. So with that, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Rakak, Wadash, Wa Abad Babal. And through the spirits, I hope you Akim and you Akwat were edified. Shalom.